down, make sure your cinch is tight. Horse is kinda snuffy, cold chill up your spine. You'll get your ass moving, son, we're burning daylight.
Howdy there, I'm Matt McKinley and we're burning daylight.
In the saddle till the job's done right.
Welcome to Burning Daylight, the only podcast for the working cowboy.
For European nations that take more responsibility in UN.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we should probably be out of NATO.
Well, and you know what? It's funny, like, when you sent that meme about, what was it, Germany is now putting 2% in defense spending, and what was the meme like? Or did you say, we've seen this story before?
Yeah, it was the old Michael J. Fox from Back to the Future. I've seen this one before. Germany does not have a real great track record when they're highly militarized, which, don't get me wrong, they probably should be very militarized, considering what's going on in Ukraine. However, they're known for being really good at killing shit, and yeah.
Well, and I mean, on that point, yes, like, I'm hoping maybe these European nations will take a bigger stance, but still, like, it was just fucking weak. But having all that, not even the speech was the most disgusting part. Like, yes, I know we can have disagreements, but this was the time that we needed to at least seem unified, against the Russians. Like, you had I'm pretty sure, and yes, Joe Biden definitely should have brought up those 13 dead soldiers in Afghanistan.
Mm-hmm.
But so what happened, basically, he was talking, there was this lady whose husband had got cancer from those burn pits, and he's going over, saying some soldier stuff, and she says, I'm pretty sure it was her, she was like, what about the 13 dead soldiers? Like, a very valid point, but can we not bring that up in this time?
Can we not?
And, like, the lady is there, the dead soldier's wife.
Yeah,
it all of a sudden doesn't become about her and her pain. It becomes about, I'm guessing it was Beauvais. I don't know who it was. I know it was definitely a female, but I'm guessing it's her. But now it's about fucking her. Like,
well, yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
my God.
Yeah, that's I don't know, man. It's State of the Union should just go back to being a letter to Congress.
Yes.
Honestly, because it's just like we've said it before, politics is just Hollywood for ugly people. And
speaking of,
okay,
did you? Oh my God! Like, okay, first the shithead of the week and year is definitely Putin, but
yeah.
For today, it's Eric Swalwell. So,
what did this? Should I pull up his Twitter now?
Please do. So when good old President Biden's walking in, like, he has the people on the aisles are the ones that shake his hand. They're on the outer seats. Swalwell,
yeah,
I'm pretty sure, just immediately goes over and is just trying to get in there to get a handshake with good old President Joe Biden, and, like, he's in there, and you could tell from people's faces he shouldn't have been there, but he just had to get that camera angle. Of course, he tried to talk to Joe, and the president kind of, like, shrugged him off and walked on. And then when, like, Ukraine came up, I guess there was some people with flags, to wave them, and everybody's clapping. And here's dumbass Swalwell, like, doing the flag kind of half-assed, like, oh, the camera's not on me, so I can kind of do it half-assed.
He's limp-wristing the Ukraine flag? How fucking dare you?
Not even limp-wristing, but just kind of barely swaying it, like, oh, I stuck it up. Oh, there's no cameras, never mind. Like what a piece of shit.
Even your most flamboyantly gay guy is like, put a little fucking effort into it.
He did not. Oh, there's. I got the video up. Let's see. Here's
Oh,
President Joe. Yes, yes. How are you doing? Yes, I'm President of the United States, and Ukrainians are fucked. Uh-huh. Hey, corn pop. Uh-huh.
come on,
Big
corn
cutaway.
pop.
It
Oh,
was just. It was like this was our chance to show unity and kind of Joe to President Joe to kind of show the Russians were serious, and none of that was accomplished. None of it.
yeah. I know it's like right on the edge of World War III and whatnot, but I'm already fucking tired of hearing about Ukraine. I mean, god damn it.
Oh
It's
man,
uh it's insane.
that who looks like wish we had as a leader was that President Zelensky there. Well,
Uh,
who knows what kind of leader he is, but he is a leader in this point in time.
he is killing the media tour. Like he is doing really well on that. I honestly I don't know. I remember vaguely his name coming up when he was like, because they had a coup basically, and this Zelensky guy is kind of what came out of that. And so I don't know. You never know. The CIA is always involved. The KGB or the FSB, I think, is what they call it now. We're doing shady shit. They're doing shady shit, and so and the propaganda is like full bore from every angle. So you cannot. I don't know what the fuck is actually happening over there.
You know what though? Isn't it so true for the history books that we read about war though? That
Mm-hmm.
propaganda on both sides just goes nuts.
The first casualty of war is the truth, and yeah.
But I do think one thing that's being reported, I think that is accurate, is that the Russian army, either through they're not willing to fight or through incompetency or preparedness or the Ukrainians fighting them back, they ain't as tough as I thought.
No, yeah, and there's been, like I said, you have to take everything you hear coming out of a war zone with a grain of salt and a high dosage of penicillin, because it's just all spin. Um, but like there's stories about the Russian troops thought they were just on a training exercise, or they basically got the old George W. speech. They're gonna welcome us with open arms.
Or they're punching holes into their gas tanks and tanks.
Yeah.
That's like okay. Yeah, but I don't know if we talked about it. Like Putin's sick. There's something going on. Apparently his dad had some weird, rare genetic back cancer. Some people think he has MS. And I can't remember. I was texting with Scurry, and they were talking about like the side effects of like steroids.
Yeah.
And if you haven't been on a dosage of prednisone, I would recommend not doing that. I was on it for 5 days and didn't sleep for 7 days, and I was a fucking maniac. And I had a low dosage. Like if this guy's got anything really serious going on with him, he's on a high level of steroid.
Oh yeah. Well, and he also he gave like an hour long speech before he rolled in to the Donbass region, and it was like Putin's not a commie. Like he's very much an authoritarianism, but he's not a commie like
He's
the
a
old.
mobster.
Yeah, yeah, he's a gangster. Like, and
Yeah.
I say that with every bit of respect for the man. Like, I'm not a Putin fanboy, but I respect the shit out of that guy because he is a fucking gangster. Yeah, and but he talked about like the bringing back the the glory of the old Rome or the Russian Empire, which includes Ukraine. So like, yeah, Ukraine's fucked.
Ugh. God damn those poor fucking people.
It really
You know
is
what?
sad. It's sad,
Well-
and like they made a bid to get in the EU, and I'm sorry, like you just can't accept them into the EU at this point. We got way too many EU countries that are also NATO countries. We're members of NATO, and it's way too close to World War One for that type of shit to be going down. So like, Ukraine, you're gonna have to stick this one out. I mean, that's just kind of what it is.
And the shittiest thing too, the Ukrainians again getting shit on
Yep.
was back in, was it 2014?
Yep.
2014, Russia said, "Hey, well, if you abandon your nuclear program," after they expelled the Russian puppet,
Mm-hmm.
but basically said, if you get rid of your nuclear program, we'll leave you alone. And the United States, yeah, you do it, and we'll back you up. And then nothing, and then fucking nothing.
Well, and then on top of that, George W. got us pulled us out of the nuclear missile treaty, and started putting anti-missile or anti some sort of missile defense system in like Poland, and basically right on Russia's doorstep, which, you know, I know like show of strength and all that, but also it's the only other major
But
nuclear armed country on Earth. We should probably not. I mean, like, try not to escalate shit.
But on the other hand, the reason you put those weapons in that place is to stop nation gobbling. Like this guy was, he had this plan well in place. I mean, what? First Chechnya, right?
Yeah.
Then Crimea.
Mm-hmm.
Then other little incursions. Then this most recent, like, whether, like, he uses that as the excuse, but I think he was gonna fucking do it no matter what.
Well, probably so, but we also have no leg to stand on because we've expanded NATO all the way up to the Russian border since the fall of the Soviet Union.
But that's not just, that's like, countries want to join it though.
Well, I understand that, but that also like puts us in a strategic military alliance, which we shouldn't be in, because if all it takes now is some dumbass from Romania to stray into Ukrainian airspace and get shot down, and now we're like on the verge of a hot war with Russia. And it's just, God damn it, man! It's one of those things that, like, I know it's the big bad Russians, but like, fuck, man, there's way too much at stake here. Like that, this is like our kind of Cuban Missile Crisis. Like this is a very tense ordeal.
Yeah, that motherfucker is a war criminal. Well, I mean, every nation is. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
it just depends on who wins. But with this guy, it's like well documented now. He's hitting civilian centers. He shot a rocket in front of like a public building today.
I saw that. It was like a government building or something.
Yeah, no military installations, nothing. I mean,
yeah,
and sounds like they're using some bomb, I guess, that cluster, and then there was another one under the Geneva Convention where it sucks all the oxygen out of the surrounding area. I don't know what it's called, but
yeah, it's like there's no doubt Putin's a real piece of shit. like I said, I respect the guy because he's a very shrewd actor, but yeah, he's a real piece of shit. So I have no doubt that like there's going to be atrocities. Yeah, for like I don't know how long this shit lasts in Ukraine. Ukraine's it's one of those countries that you don't realize how like big of a deal it is until like you pull back and like to Trump's credit, he warned about this buying natural gas from Russia with Germany way back. Well, I think it was like the first time he met with NATO, and he was talking about how like 65% of Germany's natural gas comes from Russia, and they shut down their nuclear power plants. So like they're almost entirely dependent on natural gas, and so like that Nord Stream pipeline's a big deal. But our president, being the fucking genius that he is, shut down the Keystone pipeline and shut down drilling on public land, and took us from being a net petroleum exporter to now where we're importing over half a million barrels of oil a day from Russia.
And on top of that, this is like, I'm sure, like us thinking about World War II and the stupid things that happened, people are going to be like, what the fuck are we doing? Also, on top of that, we are still negotiating the Iran deal with the Russians being a big part of that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, am I fucking missing something?
Right, and like remember that NATO was established. It's the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. It was established to provide mutual protection against the Soviet Union, aka Russia. But here we are, where we're importing a significant amount of natural gas that we don't need to import from anybody, let alone fucking Russia. Germany, a NATO country, is importing like 65% of their natural gas for energy purposes from Russia. Turkey, a NATO ally, has bought surface-to-air missiles from Russia. What the fuck are we still in NATO for? Like, what does NATO do if all of these NATO members are doing all this like serious business with the country that we're supposed to be in alliance to protect against? Like, what the fuck?
It's a mess.
Yeah. And this is why George Washington warned against getting entangled in European alliances.
So, on a lighter note, I sent Matt an idea for tonight's show because I saw that the code name for Joe Biden is Celtic, which made me think Celtic. Yeah, I don't know if you know. He is more Irish than Senor Beto O'Rourke. Like he puts Tim's hypothetical Irishness to shame.
Well, Robert Francis O'Rourke is a good, strong Irish name. Joseph, it's the Robinette that gets him. Like the if it was Joseph Ralph Biden, I mean that's a good solid Irish Catholic name, but Robinette, that's
maybe like Joseph Mick Biden. Put the MC in front of it.
Yeah, Biden.
So, and then Mr. Trump, his code name was Mogul. Do they get to pick these? They have to, right?
You would think so. If I was Trump, I would have just picked Huge. Huge. Code name Huge. Huge is on the move.
Mushroom for his.
And I would narrate it. I'd be like holding my little conference in the hall of the White House, and then as I'm moving, like Huge is on the move.
President Obama he wanted to be called Renegade. So apparently, for that particular year, or the Secret Service gives them a letter that they have to have. So Obama reportedly picked this moniker from a list of code names that started with R. No word on what the other choices were. So Renegade for Obama. Then you got George W.
W.
What do you think his code name was? Here, if you could. How about you guess, and then see how close you
Debbie.
are.
Debbie.
Let's see.
Is he Maverick?
Ooh, close. It's Goose. No, I'm joking.
Oh, damn it.
Trailblazer.
Trailblazer. Well, I was gonna say he can't really like there's only so much hypocrisy you can buy. So like if you use the Texas Air National Guard as a way to low key draft dodge, you can't really give yourself a fighter pilot code name when you're president.
I mean, if his code name was Trailblazer, I'm guessing he had to select from a list of T, right?
It had to have.
How the fuck wasn't it just Texas?
Texas.
Texas is coming through.
Texas.
Okay. Okay. Bill Clinton, what do you think? Let's go with what you think Bill Clinton's is and what it should be.
Well, it should be cigar, and
I would have thought slick. You know,
I was thinking, I was rolling that around, and code name Smooth, maybe.
Smooth.
Yeah.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, it's not right, but that's what I'm going to go with.
So you'll never guess the name and why you picked it. So
Okay.
his code name was Eagle.
Eagle.
Not bald eagle, but just straight up eagle.
Yeah.
So Bill Clinton also had an unexplained animal moniker. Some have speculated that the code name concerned his association with the Boy Scouts. That's why he picked it.
Huh.
That would be like when I played PAL football and I said my code name would want to be PAL. Just some little thing from my childhood.
Well, he had to go with Eagle because Epstein was way too hot of a topic, so like he could not use the Epstein reference there.
Maybe Epstein gave him the idea for Eagle.
I wouldn't doubt it. I would not doubt it. Hey, did you hear that what the fuck's his face over in England? The
Boris Yeltsin or Johnson?
The welfare recipient, the royal family guy, Prince Andrew or whatever. He settled out of court with this one of his accusers, and had to get a loan or had to. Either way, the Queen of England paid for a big chunk of his settlement.
Oh, you mean, was it the settlement with the lady that he said was not, he never met, but there was like a picture of them kind of like doing the prom side pose?
Yeah, well, several of them, not just one. There was a lot of pictures with her, but yeah, that one. Who he met through the old pal Epstein.
So is the Queen his mom?
I guess I don't know. I don't know how all that shit works. And frankly, I would be pissed if I was a Brit. Like they provide absolutely nothing to the public, but yet they get a giant amount of money from their taxpayers every year, and they honestly serve no purpose. They're figureheads.
So Queen Elizabeth is his mom. So you piece of shit. Oh, I touched some kitties. Mom, can you come bail me out?
Uh-huh. Yeah. And she's like, why didn't you touch your sister like the rest of your siblings?
What?
They're all inbred and shit.
Oh, okay. God damn it, McKinley.
Yeah, so apparently the Queen had to pay a big chunk of his settlement.
Man.
Fuck yeah. Here we are almost 300 years later and still sticking it to the fucking Brits. Fuck yeah. Fuck them.
Eat shit.
That's right. That's right. Go drink a glass of tea.
Fucking have some crumpets.
Yeah, it's. I love the memes that talk about. It's usually like that history and memes page, but it always talks about how the British Empire was. It was founded for the sole purpose of trading spices, and none of which they used in any of their food. Like,
Spice mongers.
yeah, they sold and bought the shit out of spices, but they used absolutely none of it.
and and from eating their cooking, they still don't use any of it to this day.
No, it's like, hey, here's a pig's kidney. Let's make a pie out of it.
Like cuisine so bad that a fat kid from Colorado will eat anything except English food.
It's and then they've got the bad teeth. So not only does the food taste awful, but it's the only thing that is soft enough to eat with your underdeveloped teeth. That's why they boil everything.
It's like nursing home cuisine.
It really is. Just the British Isles are just like one giant nursing home.
I thought it was weird that I saw all these people eating at 4.
Well, and then it never the sun never fucking shines there either. So do you really know what time it is? Like you just you have to listen for Big Ben. That's the only indication of time in the British Isles. It's just it's like Seattle, but with instead of meth mouth, it's just British mouth.
Right. No grunge there.
No grunge. No grunge. Like I was wondering earlier today, like when do we see the first BLM protest in Ukraine?
When?
Yeah, when do we? Because like at some point they're gonna have to protest for the lack of black people being killed in Ukraine, right? I mean, like they haven't received enough attention here lately, so like they're gonna have to get involved somehow. And so I'm waiting for the first BLM protest in Kiev.
You know what? Speaking of, I think there was a ruling against BLM here recently.
Oh,
Yeah.
were they? It was a ruling against it, like a civil case or a criminal case.
I don't know.
Oh, hey, did you hear that we're back to funding the police?
Maybe not.
On
Maybe I just misread or misheard. Yes, I did hear that.
I
Yes.
heard that tonight. I thought that was really something else. You know, it sounded a lot like a campaign speech, tonight.
It sounded like
And
what?
it sound a campaign speech.
Mm-hmm.
And it sounded like a lot of the talking points that a certain Donald J. Trump had when when he was running.
You know what's the worst about this time? I'm just realizing. You know, our generation is all about reruns and throwbacks and all that. We've
Yeah.
literally just encompassed every shitty throwback into this point in time. Like
Yeah.
we've skipped over World War One and
Mhm.
just went right to World War Two. You've
Yeah.
got 1970s inflation
we're-
and then Jimmy
we're-
Carter Jr.
But we're like on the verge of skipping past World War II and going straight to the Cold War, which honestly, I mean that's best case
All of
scenario.
it.
That's best case scenario.
On top
Like-
of Cold War. Yeah.
Yeah, so like let's hope for the jump straight to Cold War. Because that's the thing about like World War One, you know, that was like the first time we had like a fully industrialized, mechanized war. And we didn't know what the fuck we were getting into when all these fucking little treaties happened to collapse in on themselves. And we swore that we'd never do it again, but yet like 20 years later, we somehow managed to do it all over again, except worse. And so, like, if we could skip the whole World War part and just go straight to Cold War, best case scenario.
And 1918 snuck in there too.
Yeah,
That was just the appetizer.
yeah. We had the so we got the pandemic down.
Yep.
We haven't got the full depression yet, but
Oh
that's
fuck.
we're teetering right on the edge there.
We're
Uh,
we're 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 cramming it all in before the fucking final in 2 hours.
hey, but
Uh,
we have added more jobs this year than any year ever in American history.
Context.
Yeah. Um, right. But I mean, it just makes you feel proud to be an American. You know, when you hear that, and then we're gonna take what was formerly known as the Rust Belt to and rename it to
What what did he call it?
the area of like burgeoning economic interest or something like that. We're just like, whoa, lost the train of thought there, huh, Joe?
Yes. What did there was one quote that was killing me. He said, "Not even a wall can keep out of." Oh, here it is. You can't build a wall high enough to keep out a vaccine.
That's right.
Like if that doesn't instill fear into our enemies, I don't know what does.
Reports coming out of Moscow is that Vladimir Putin shit himself right then out of fear.
No. He didn't shit himself this time. He pissed himself this time. He shit himself last time when all those celebrities started singing "Imagine All the People"
All right.
and
Oh,
put it on
let me find that.
that lady.
Yeah, that
So
was a good one.
do you know who that is?
Not really. No, I know she's famous somehow, but
She was the one thing I know her from is she was that the hot little daughter of I can't it was like Sean was dating somebody and the daughter was like this little promiscuous 21-year-old or something in Nip Tuck. Sorry, in Nip Tuck.
oh, okay. Here we go.
Yes.
Let me see. I don't want it on YouTube. Well.
The title was "If I Was Putin's Mother."
All right.
If if I was Putin's mother, I would have smothered him a long time ago.
All right.
Matt Interneting.
We got it now.
What's this crazy fucking lady?
Dear President Vladimir Putin, I'm so sorry that I was not your mother.
Oh, me too.
If I was your mother, you would have been so loved.
Love
Held in the arms of
unconditionally.
joyous light.
Do I look like the little fat kid from Up? No.
What? What the fuck
I don't
happened?
know. I don't know what that was, but huh. All right.
The end.
Yeah. Well, you get the idea from the.
Oh my god.
Oh, here we go. All right, I think this is straight
Okay,
from
good. I
her.
was gonna be disappointed if you didn't find this.
Yeah, I found it straight from her. Anna Lynn McCord.
Yes.
Okay.
Star of Nip Tuck.
Yeah, that's. I knew I had.
Your mother, you would have been so loved.
So loved.
Held in
loved.
the arms of joy. Never would the stories plight the world unfurled before our eyes, a pure demise of nations sitting peacefully.
Oh,
under
it
a
rhymes. I
sky.
didn't notice that.
I was
Oh
your
yeah,
mother,
it's a poem.
the world would have been warm. So much
Yes.
laughter and joy and
Warm in the
nothing but
bosom.
harm. I can't imagine the stain, the soul-stealing pain that the little boy you must have seen and believed, and the formulation of thought quickly taught that you lived
Quickly
in a
taught.
cruel, unjust world.
Well, in Russia, they take those KGB agents very early.
Is this why you do not hide nor away shy from taking back the world? Was it because so early in life, all that strife
Strife.
body with fear?
So much strife.
Eliminating political operatives. Strife.
I'd have died to protect you from the unjust,
Would you have?
the terror, the uncertainty. I would have died to give you life.
And you would have been a kid of a celebrity that, just gets to do whatever the fuck he wants and joins Epstein on Touchy Island.
She still looks good, though.
Oh, she's very good looking.
Yeah, I mean,
perhaps you would hold dear.
Good for her.
And on this night, instead of Mother Russia, you would call me.
Oh, that's my favorite. Instead of Mother Russia, you would call me.
Yeah. Only a mother can take away. It just keeps going, too.
Wait. So is she saying she wishes she was a mother in Russia, or wishes that Putin was American?
Maybe she wishes she was Mother Russia. Like they just appoint a new title, and so they have President, Prime Minister, and Mother Russia.
Mother Russia, yeah.
I mean, why they haven't done it yet, I don't know. I don't know.
In a different place when
maybe we should get in touch with old Big Daddy Vladdy and let him know that if he just appointed an actual Mother Russia, maybe this whole issue could be resolved. Maybe. I mean, it's worth a shot. Open your heart, Vlad.
I hate to keep on, harping on Ukraine because I'd like to see Matt in misery because he's so sick and tired of talking about Ukraine. But I didn't realize how bad Putin being, what did they put on Putin personally? They sanctioned Putin.
They sanctioned the fuck out of Russia.
Well, no, but what did they condemned or sanctioned Putin?
Yeah.
And again, I didn't when you first hear it, it's oh, that's just fucking words. But apparently they've only done that to 2 or 3 people in the world, and Kim Jong-un is one of them.
Yeah.
He's on you're a piece of shit terrorist list.
Right. He's and then they did that to a couple of the other oligarchs too, and
yeah.
The ruble dropped 30% in value today, and their stock market's down 40% and not open. They're not trading on their stock market at the moment.
It's not even 1% of the dollar.
Yeah.
Last time I looked.
They the sanctions are and then they froze all their foreign currencies because they had a huge stockpile of other currencies so they could be sanction proof, and then they basically froze the Russian central bank or froze them out.
So he's going to be an actual mobster where he has to launder his money somehow.
Oh yeah. And it's be ready for a resurgence of Russia, because this is where Russia shines. Is when the mob is really running shit. That's when Russia really they really catch another gear.
In what way do you think?
Well, that's their natural habitat. It's just the Russians and the Italians, they do their best work when the mob is running shit. They had that little
oh my god, you're choppy as fuck. All I got was beep bop beep. I'm a robot. Beep bop beep. I'm a robot. I'm suck dick. I'm a robot. Beep bop beep.
Well, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, they tried the fascism thing. It didn't really work out for them. But the mob's been around for centuries, and they're still around. I think like the Italians and the Russians, like and to like a lesser extent, the Japanese, they thrive when they have a strong mafia.
I can't refute any of that. I don't know if there's a direct cause, but I can't refute any of what you
Right?
said. Like, it's like, oh, okay, Matt, you got a fucking point. I don't think it's accurate, but fuck, I can't argue.
See, and since we're talking about groups of people that are classified under the white category, I can talk all the shit I want on them now, and nobody will say anything about it. So,
'Cause it's our team. Well, it's half
yeah,
your team. It's
exactly.
half your
Well,
team,
and you know, but white men are the root of all evil. We know that. It's been established, and so they're fine to talk shit about.
I'm okay. I thrive. See, just as you know, those countries thrive with mobsters. I thrive in shit talking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I do too. I love a good just shit session.
Speaking of, fuck Aaron and Uncle Cowboy Matt is the coolest fucking guy on earth. I asked Vern the other day what he wanted to do in life, and he said, I want to work with Uncle Cowboy Matt. Then, even before this, and this is more like, you know, my children hate me and they love their mom.
Mm-hmm.
We were watching an episode, I can't remember, somebody died in a TV show or something like that, and they were watching it. We were talking about heaven. And the first fucking question that comes out of my eldest, he asks, so, Mommy, if Daddy goes to heaven first, does that mean you'll stay here with us? And she said yes. Then my youngest follows it up with, hey, Mommy, if Daddy goes to heaven first and then Vern goes to heaven first, will you stay here with me and I get you all to myself? Yeah, fuck my children. God damn it.
No credit whatsoever.
Dad's just here to yell and fucking make sure I can get up on the trampoline. That's it. Like, my purpose is done. Once they're done with trampolines, like, who the fuck needs Dad?
Yeah, pretty much. And then just wait till they can drive. Well, I guess at that point, will anybody know how to drive anymore, or you just like get in your Tesla and just like brrr, beep boop boop?
I guess the final point to just really physically or literally put the nail in the coffin for me is during this time, Dad's supposed to be the hero, right? Everybody wants to be like their dad. But instead, my children want to be like my asshole friend who's just the only thing he's got going is he's a fucking cowboy. Like, how many fucking people who live in the city have a friend that they talk to on the regular that's a goddamn fucking cowboy, a literal cowboy? You're fucking me, Matt. You're fucking me, Matt.
Hey, you know, it's one of those things. I can't help it. It's that's how it is. It's how
Hey,
it
Matt.
is.
Hey, Matt. Fuck you.
How'd you enjoy the Super Bowl? Have we talked since the Super Bowl?
I don't know. Have we?
I don't know.
Let's rehash it again.
Yeah,
sure.
Let's do it. It was a good game. Oh yeah, I think we did. We talked because
Oh yeah,
the fucking refs had to just like they had to just make their appearance at the last 2 minutes. Hadn't called shit all game, left the flags in their pockets, and then all of a sudden, we're just gonna make sure that people remember that we're here.
There was 2 calls. One was egregious. I don't know why they did it. The other one was pretty ticky-tack. But like you said, they hadn't been saying shit the whole game. Why would you pull it now?
You know, really the only one I had like a big issue with, but I didn't care because it was I had money on the Bengals, but it was that face mask. Like that one was egregious.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, like it was just so you're gonna let that go, but then And you know what? The game was very pleasant. Like it was moving like a football game's supposed to, and because the refs were not fucking it up with a bunch of bullshit calls until the last 2 minutes when it really fucking mattered, and you could have walked away from that game, and nobody would have had really anything bad to say about the refs until you started fucking throwing flags in the last 2 minutes. You ruined the flow of the game, and now there's and they weren't great calls. They weren't horrible calls, but they weren't great. And now you had to just weasel your way in there somehow.
They slipped in like a cigar into a blue dress.
Oh, whoa, callback.
Dirty dad joke of the day.
For all you youngins out there, that's a Bill Clinton joke. He put a cigar in Monica Lewinsky's vagina.
Did he smoke that? Please
he had
tell
to
me.
You know he did.
I mean, I
Slick
love
Willie
cigars.
is a dirtbag. Like that guy. I mean, you know he had to.
I mean, I love cigars, and I'll say I'm no prude, but I'm not smoking that.
No.
No.
Well, how are you gonna get that thing lit? I mean, the logistics behind all of it is troubling.
Yeah, yeah, it's very troubling.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things where when you really start to look or think about it, you're just like, why a cigar? There's plenty of other things.
Right. I don't think.
Why the cigar? I mean, it had to have been just oh.
And
just a spur of the moment deal, but I don't know.
I'm not a female, but tobacco in the vajayjay, I don't think I want that.
Yeah, you would probably not. I would imagine not.
I mean, that just tells me that chick was down for anything. You say the nastiest shit to her and ask her if she wants to do it, and she says yes without a flinch.
Well, it's the leader of the free world. What are you going to do? Say no? I mean,
when that sax starts playing, fucking the juices start going.
Well, there's that, and also the Clinton kill list it's been accumulating for over decades at this point. So it was in full effect there. So what are you going to do? Say no? I mean, you.
How could you say no to danger and prestige?
And this is the one time in this show's history that me and Aaron are feminists. We're fully on board with Monica Lewinsky on this one. I think that makes us feminists, buddy.
Yeah. Shut the fuck up, Matt.
When are we gonna send Transforce in?
Oh, the Babylon Beats following you, man. They're following you.
They have to be. I can't wait. I want to see it. Just a bunch of bearded, jacked, big-titted, non-binary people just going in and fucking up a bunch of Russians.
I mean, it seems like you wouldn't have to have that many the way the Russian army is supposedly. Isn't it? And you know what? Another throwback. Isn't it the most Russian thing ever? World War II, that the only thing they got going for them is how large they are. They're not strategically good. Their soldiers aren't entirely in it.
Their World War II, all of their really good generals, because they had some really talented generals, especially on their armored divisions.
Yeah.
And then Stalin would get paranoid and just purge a bunch of them.
Right.
Yeah, it is. It's classic Russia.
You know what? This is
Classic Russia.
the most solid evidence you have for your simulation. Um,
Yeah,
like
theory.
theory, like literally, the dude up top has ran out of ideas,
So he's like, all right.
he's splicing them together to make a new story.
And so maybe that's like a new wrinkle into the simulation theory that it's just on 100-year loop.
Right.
And I mean that's maybe so.
So if let's say your assumption is correct that we're on 100-year loop now, when would you want to be born so you could catch the best sunshine?
Oh,
I would think I would probably have. I definitely. You know what? God, I'd have to go through the kids as in the 90s. That was like too. It was too good. In 2000s,
I don't know, man.
good.
It's there's that, but there's also like the baby boomers, and maybe that's why the baby boomers are just like the worst generation because they've had it so easy,
So
like
good,
coming out of World War II. I mean, granted, they had the whole Vietnam fiasco, but like they didn't have a world war to contend with, and they've had a pretty good economy for the whole time. So, like, that's not a bad spot to be.
You know
but
what?
no,
there's
I
a
like,
caveat though. You couldn't be. I wouldn't want to be there in the 70s because apparently there was a lot of serial killers in California in the 70s.
There was a lot of that.
There was.
It turns out that the CIA was handing out a bunch of acid,
Yes.
in California at that time too. So that's neat.
Oh, I had a story my coworker told me about today that I didn't realize, and he didn't either. Did you know back in 1985, the Philadelphia police dropped explosives from a helicopter to basically bomb out a radical group in the neighborhood?
I heard something about this the other day, and it does not surprise me.
No?
No, I mean, all right. So the guy that Biden nominated to head up the ATF is quite famous for standing on the smoldering heap of the Branch Davidian compound in Waco, smiling, posing for a picture, and that was the guy that, that Biden was trying to get to be the director of the ATF. But yeah, Waco, where they literally burned women and children alive.
And this was the bomb hit the building and then took out like 20 homes near it.
Oh, fuck.
And there was I think there was 2 children died. A couple other people died, but not as bad as Waco, but like a warm up to Waco apparently.
Yeah.
And how the fuck is that not? When you say Waco, everybody knows what Waco is.
Yeah.
Like, how is that not a well-known story? And the mayor okayed it. Yeah, like fucking nuts.
Yeah, it's a wild, like some of the shit, especially in like those like insanely corrupt cities like Philadelphia and Chicago and New York, and like just some of the shady shit that happens, and it's wild, especially for me, like coming from small town America where we don't see. I mean, there's always your corruption, but like shit like that, you don't see that. I mean, it's wild.
The corruption comes from Brett McKinley at barbecues.
That's exactly right. God damn it. Second most corrupt politician in Colorado, and I forget what year that was. But
speaking of, okay, I won't. This is a terrible situation, not to equate it to what we just talked about, but in baseball terms, this is terrible. So apparently, they're canceling games.
I saw that.
Let me. Can I share this press conference? Look at this piece of shit at the beginning. So I'm going to show a video of what is it, Manfred? Oh, I was
Yeah.
right. I was right. Boebert and Green heckle Biden throughout speech. God damn it! Ugh, it was them. I knew it.
I'm I don't hate that. I really I don't hate that.
I do. God, just can we just contain it for one fucking night on an important
No.
night where the Ukrainians are like just hanging on every fucking word, needing some just a little bit of boost, and we can't fucking behave.
You
We
know,
can't.
it's funny is I was listening to Marjorie Taylor Greene on the Tim Pool podcast, and she's a lot like Trump. If she could learn how to shut her fucking mouth every once in a while. She's not a terrible congressperson, but she's just so dumb on social media and just some of the shit that she says that like it drowns out anything like significantly good that she might say.
Oh, I have to admit, Matt. Jim Psaki was on one of the news shows today,
And she looked pretty good, huh?
from the she. I think what my problem is her profile doesn't do it for me. But if you look her like head on, straight on, I can see it. I can see it.
Yeah.
So I can,
She's not a 10, but I give her a solid 6.5.
like totally doable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, she's one of the rare in between redheads.
Yeah. She's the unicorn.
Yeah. Not probably not the unicorn that she would like you want to be known as, but still a unicorn nonetheless.
You're the mediocre unicorn.
You're the most medium of unicorns.
Like you're a unicorn, but your horn's kind of bent to the side, and you don't have much of a mane.
You have the Harry Potter wand of unicorn horns.
Yes, you're the Ron Weasley.
Yeah, that's what it is.
unicorn.
Ron Weasley. That one. Yeah, it's like it's got duct tape.
Right. It was bought at the shop and save.
Yeah, it's the Wish.com version of a unicorn horn.
All right. Gosh dang it. Okay, I got it.
Okay.
All right. I'm ready to share. It took fucking forever to find this. Fucking try to dodge Matt's fucking comments back and forth. Okay. Share content. Screen start broadcast. And 3, 2, 1. Live Hollywood. No, don't stop.
It
Can you
says screen
see?
broadcast.
Okay. All right, you
there,
good?
There we go. Yeah, I can see you.
All right, here we go.
Look at you go.
Look at this piece of shit.
I had hoped.
Oh, shut up. Look at him smile. And then, serious.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Oh.
I had hoped
You did
against hope that I would not have to have
He looks
this
like a
particular
dentist.
press conference
Fuck
in
that.
which I
He
am
looks like
going
an
to
orthodontist. Those
cancel
people
some
want to kill
regular season
themselves. I
games.
believe every single one.
We
of them.
worked hard
Yeah.
to avoid an outcome that's bad for our fans, bad for our players, and bad for our clubs. I want to assure our fans that our failure to reach an agreement was not due to a lack of effort by either party.
No, we both tried hard.
Players came here for
Tried
9
real
days.
hard.
They worked hard. They tried to make a deal, and I appreciate their effort.
9 days.
Our committee of club representatives committed to the process. They offered compromise after
Got to
compromise
trust the process.
and hung in past the deadline
Oh.
to make sure that we exhausted
Compromise
every
after
possibility
compromise, which we
of
did not
reaching an
agree to.
agreement before the cancellation of games.
What a piece
So
of
far,
shit.
The parties have
Look at
failed
this.
to achieve
If
their
you
mutual
don't take
goal
anything away
of
from it,
reaching an agreement.
look at this asshole smiling. It's like, oh shit, the camera's on.
Oh, yeah.
Good afternoon, everyone.
And
You know, the only thing that would have made it better is if he would have pulled his mask up real quick. that would have made it all perfect.
Or if he's like, I wasn't breathing. I wasn't breathing in.
Right. Yeah, I held my breath. I held my that was I think that takes the cake for all of the like the pandemic hypocrisy quotes. I think that's
That's the.
peak. That's peak pandemic hypocrisy.
I thought
And
Stacey Abrams topped it off when she was in front of the
oh, that
the
one was pretty good too.
the
All
school
right,
children.
maybe that one would. She might win it for straight hypocrisy, but for best quote, I think it's got to be
Yeah.
that Garcetti guy.
Oh, yeah.
I held my breath.
You know what? Why? If I worked again, a great marketing idea that's never going to be picked up. If I was with Dentine Ice, I would play his clip and said, "I held my breath," and then it says that's because he didn't have Dentine Ice. Dentine Ice.
Okay, so I got a good idea for our Patreon segment since we're right at an hour, and I know you want to get up at a decent time, so we'll
because my friend's a piece of shit and doesn't call him until 9:00. Oh yeah, don't worry about it, Aaron. Fucking, he keeps you up late, and he's your fucking son's hero. Yeah, whatever.
Well,
Fuck you, man. Eat shit.
So we'll we're gonna kind of recap the Olympics, but also I've got an idea for like politician Olympics as well as homeless Olympics. So
that's already been done.
Well, I think we could do one better. We can always revisit the homeless Olympics. So let's talk about that on the Patreon. So
On the flip side,
yeah, everybody, thanks for tuning in and move your ass. We're burning daylight.
fuck you, Matt.